Suede is really a state of mind.
All right. What is going on out there, folks? What's going on, peeps? Everybody, man. The guys, the girls, the dudes, the dudettes, the people that don't know what they are, who they are. Everybody. Cats, dogs, snakes, turtles, alligators, birds, squirrels, the trees, the leaves, the flowers, the plants, all the things, Let's say hi to everybody. Everybody's inclusive. Everyone, everything. We're all here together. I'm Brian Dales, by the way. I'm your host of Craft Conversations. Damn it, I got the cameras in the wrong spot here. So I don't know which one I'm pointing at, but I am Brian Dales. I am your host. And we're going to get this show going, Which one is this? Yeah, that's this one. I should have had these two things switched on my switcher so I knew left from right, but it doesn't really matter. We are in the travel trailer. This is the first show from the travel trailer. I'm actually sitting on the foldable, fold-out couch. This is a 6-foot couch, I do believe. Much bigger than the love seat type couch that I had in the other trailer. Let's just dial us in a little bit further, Let's get up close and personal. Let's say hi to each other and let's act like we know each other. It's been a little while. This is going to be show 212, by the way. The 212 I had recorded previously up at Wahoo's Adventures. I don't know. Can you see the shirt? No, I dialed out too far here. Let's go back. Right here at Wahoo's Adventures. Up there in Irwin, Tennessee. Yeah, I got this shirt when I was up there helping Slayton and Lily get things situated and get some training done and do a lot of work there at the outpost. And we painted and we did a fence and a deck and a planter box and a fire pit and fixed a little bit of plumbing, snaked some drains on the roof. Oh, all the things. Took the boat barn and kind of reorganized it and got it all situated and ready to roll. So when they started up there that following weekend, when they started doing commercial trips and stuff, they were ready to roll. So that was a great time. I appreciate them asking me to come up and help out with that. And what was I saying, by the way? I got off topic already. We did a show up there, and by we, I mean me, Slayton Johnson, and Nick Wyrick. We did a show late night after we came back from Johnson City. One evening, we said, "Hell, why don't we do a show, man? We're all hyped. We got some energy going. Let's do a show and see what's doing." Well, what was doing was these guys were being tricksters and playing a trick on me. They had set it up ahead of time and said, "Look, when Brian gets back in here with all his gear and sets up the podcast, when he gets going, let's just not say a word. Let's just be completely silent and let him kind of see what's going on." I got some people walking in the backyard back here. Oh. It's my parents. It's my dad. I guess we have, you couldn't see it out the window because I'm zoomed in too far. And actually, this camera is all fucked up, man. Let me see if I can get this camera going here. I had to kind of redo everything because, well, I won't even go into why, but you know how it is, man. It's always something. It's always something with this podcast. Let's see if that's better. Oh yeah, I'm a little better in the frame. Now you can see the guys in the backyard. So I think there's a crew coming in to take down a couple pine trees in my parents' backyard. So. Way off topic. Up front, that was the band, the night they drove Old Dixie down. I'm going to be honest from you. I'm from the South. I grew up here in North Charleston, South Carolina. I've lived in Summerville since 1986. And, besides the time that I took off for the Air Force, but I've been back and forth, and now I'm back in Summerville kind of regrouping. We'll get into all that. But I had never heard this song before. I'm from the South. I guess I'm a Dixie guy. By luck, just by fate. I had nothing to do with it. And we were up in where the hell did we go? We went up to Columbia, South Carolina to go watch Godsmack. Me, my older brother, buddy Steve, and another guy named John that I had just met. And on the way back, I think this song came on, and I don't remember how we came upon this song, but somehow Steve said, "Man, this is one of the best songs ever, and this is a classic," and blah blah blah. I said, "Man, I don't think I've ever heard this song in my life." And he said, "You gotta be fucking kidding me! You never heard this song before? Where have you been living? This song has been around since the '60s, and it's fantastic. It's about the South, and you're from here, and blah blah blah." And I said, "I'm sorry, man. I've never ever heard this song before, and I really have no interest in hearing this song. To be honest with you, I could care less about the good old Dixie and the North and the South and all that kind of stuff. That, again, I was born here. I was born an American. I was born in South Carolina. I had nothing to do with it. I had no say-so in it whatsoever, so I don't really take a lot of pride in stuff that I had no control over. Do I like being American? Do I like being from South Carolina? Sure, but I'm not proud of it. I had nothing to do with it. But anyway, he sent this song to me. He said, you've got to listen to this song. And I said, all right, I'll listen to it. I said, but I can't guarantee I'm going to really enjoy it. But I listened to it for the first time today. It's been a little while. It's been a few months. And I got to tell you, it's a good song. I like this type of jam band type feel to it. A lot of instruments. It's a good sound. I really could care less whether or not, Dixie fell or whatever, but it's a good tune. I'll take it for what it is. It's good music, musically, and that's that. That's all I got to really say about that. But so what are we doing today, guys? We are doing a show. Let's go back to this shot here. We're going to open up a drink. I'm not drinking for the month right now. I did have a couple beverages the other night with Paul and Deborah. They wanted to try and get with me and have a little dinner before I took off back on another trip. So we went to Swig and Swan, and I busted my ass detailing a car for 4 hours that day, and a couple hours the day prior, and a couple hours the day prior. So about 8 hours total I put into this vehicle, and man, it beat the hell out of me, man. It was a tough job. It was hot, humid, and a lot of work, a lot of bending up and down, squatting up and down, a lot of core work, a lot of leg work. The old toes were bending a lot, and arms were moving and holding up buffers and polishing and waxing and waning and waxing and wax on, wax off, wash, whatever all the fucking things are with the Miyagi Do, right? And I decided, you know what, I deserve a couple beers. I think I worked for that, and I decided to have a couple beers there at Swig and Swine. But as of right now, I am drinking a Waterloo. This is a seltzer. It's a cherry limeade seltzer. 0 sugar, 0 calories. Ooh, it's super carbonated when you're drinking out of the can. I normally pour it over ice into a glass. But, man, that's delicious. I'm not drinking this month, like I said, for the month of May. I decided to do a May challenge. I'm 51 years old. My son is 31 years old. And he had sent me a picture and said, this is what, 30 is looking like, 31 is looking like. Picture from the gym, shirt off, muscle up in the air. And I said, all right, motherfucker, we're going to do a little challenge, or I'm going to do a challenge. You can participate whether you want to or not. And the challenge was going to be 51 versus 31. So I said, okay. I said, that looks good. I'm a fat motherfucker right now. Since the first of the year, I decided, I'm going to take the month of May. I'm going to take 30 days, and I'm going to see if I can stop drinking, go full carnivore, and, a little bit of working out, but it's mainly going to be diet and just some focus on my metabolism and those type things. So metabolic health. And let me see what I look like at the end of May. We'll kind of do a comparison. And then I'm going to compare the way I looked. I took some pictures December 31st because I did this same challenge to myself back in January when I first took off on the original trip. If you guys remember, I took off to go to Flagstaff, Arizona, and other places back in January 11th, as a matter of fact. I took off And I took some pictures beforehand, and I was 232 pounds and fat as hell. I had a beard going. The next day, I shaved the beard and the mustache off and kind of started fresh. I started with a full carnivore diet. I was going to go across, do a lot of hiking and a lot of exercising across. Speaker cut off. Across, going over to get to Arizona and see how good I could look by the time I got there, because my plan was to do the Arizona Trail, which runs from Mexico up to Utah. And I was going to do that for the month of March and April. It was going to be about an 800-mile trek, about 2 miles, 2 months. I'm sorry, not 2 miles, 800 miles over a 2-month period. And as most of you know, if you've listened to this podcast, I got into a wreck over on the west side of Texas. Totaled my truck, my Nissan Frontier, totaled my other camper that I was in. Spent a week in Junction, Texas, trying to recuperate and get all the insurance and all the mess taken care of. Loaded everything up in the back of a U-Haul, everything out of my truck, everything out of the trailer. Left both of those there. Traveled back to South Carolina in a U-Haul with everything I own, literally, and cutie pie. And came back and got into a small bit of a depression. When I came back, I'm sorry I'm smacking a lot, I don't know why, but I came back and I got into a bit of a depression. I was really pissed off that I'd allowed myself to get on the road that morning when I probably should have just waited at least another hour for some of the condensation on the road to burn off. Hit a small patch of ice going up some hills, some elevation there on I-10, and just lost control of the trailer, and I couldn't regain it. I couldn't, I tried everything to steer into the slide and to apply my trailer brakes and then my regular brakes and decelerate and just all this kind of stuff, and couldn't come out of it. But regardless, I got into a pretty bad depression and kind of ate my way through that. I was having a lot of sweet tarts, a lot of ice cream, nightly ice cream, drinking a lot of beer, and eating just all the food I shouldn't have been eating. Went way off the carnivore diet. And so anyway, what was I getting to? I was getting to that I'm doing this challenge for the month of May, trying to get back to some proper fitness. So going full carnivore, trying to be pretty much zero carb. I do have some half and half with a coffee occasionally. I did have 2 beers at Swig and Swine the other night, the 14th. So I'd gone 14 days without any alcohol. What else? I mean, pretty much zero carb for the most part. Just eating mostly meat, eggs, ground beef, steaks, some bacon, some Canadian bacon, lots of butter, ghee, beef tallow, lard, all the stuff, all the animal products. Man, I knew this AC was going to kick on. It should go off in just a second, so don't worry about it. I've got it set at automatic to come on. It's 76 degrees, I think, so as soon as it cools down, we'll be all right. So the month of May doing that, and things are going well so far. I mean, I feel great. I've lost about 12 pounds as of today. Heart rate is coming way down. Blood pressure is back in check. Fitting back into some clothes that I was out of, that I could not fit into, mainly my short shorts. You guys know about my 5-inch inseam short shorts from Chubby's. Finally back into those. Clothes, all the clothes that I have are fitting better. I'm feeling better, getting a little bit tan. And this AC is going to piss me off, so I'm going to go cut it off. I'll continue to talk to you while I'm over here. I didn't think it would come back on, but I guess I was wrong. It says the room is 78 degrees, and I got it set. I'm going to cut it way up to 85 degrees, so it shouldn't cut back on while I'm in here. So what else is going on, guys? I was basically going to do a show I wanted to talk a little bit about the Wahoo's adventures. So let me pull that up real quick, and we'll go over here to the screen. So yeah, we got the Nolichucky whitewater rafting. If you go to Wahoo's adventures.com, and then if you click on the Nolichucky location, Nolichucky, I think it's Nolichucky. If you click on the Nolichucky location here, like I've done, then you'll come up with the Nolichucky part of it. Excuse me. There's a little place here where you can. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me throw some logos up here. So here's the Wahoo logo. That'll kind of be in the way, but I don't care. And I'll throw in my logo up here as well. But if you go down, there's a little place right here. It says, hey, hi there, have a question, text us here. So you can go right there and do some live chatting with these guys. You can actually close that out if you wish. Just click here to go back into it. And then you got a book now. You got a little video you can watch. You got a book now button where you can actually just go in and book this thing. Per rafter, you're looking at $105. Some guided trips. Private guided whitewater rafting trip is about $214 per person. Private boat, 3 people. Oh, that's just for 2 people. It's $214 a person. Private boat with 3 people is about $144. If you're going a minimum of 4 people into a boat, you can do it for $105 a piece. You go in here and you've got the real-time availability. You can book right here online. You just pick your dates, select the date, blah, blah, blah. You can change months. Go into the month of June, July. I think they run until September, as far as I know. You can read a little bit about it here. All the stuff, man. So just go give these guys some love. Book yourself a trip. You're not doing anything for the summer right now anyways. Book yourself a trip and go see these guys. They're a fantastic outpost. Slayton's been doing this thing, and his wife Lily been doing this thing for a long time on the Pigeon Forge and the French Broad and the Nantahala rivers. Also zipline guides. They also do ski instruction at the Over Mountain ski resort, ski patrol, all these things. So very adventurous. They have a lot of stuff they're doing in different seasons. But right now they're in the whitewater rafting season. So go take a trip with them. You'll have a great time. You'll get some history of the Nolichucky River. And you got some great rapids through there, some class 3, some class 4. Really fun, especially if there's been a lot of rain and the water level is way up. You're going to have a blast. And these guys know what they're doing. They take safety very seriously. And they have all the gear. They purchased the Wahoo's Adventures there in Irwin and acquired all the gear that they have. Very, very nice high-side boats. And they just know what they're doing. So get out there and take a trip with these guys, and I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised at how well it goes. The town of Irwin is fantastic. Nice small town feel to it. Parallels right there with the Appalachian Trail. A lot of through hikers come through. You can also take a short 20-minute drive up to Johnson City. You got Elizabethton. All the stuff right there. There's a state park. There's a Davy Jones State Park, I think, pretty close by. There's a Rock Creek recreation area, literally within 5 minutes of the outpost. Get up there and take a trip, and you'll have a great time, I promise you. Tell them Brian Dale sent you. Tell them Big D sent you. Tell them Craft Conversation sent you. Whatever you can do, and maybe you'll get a little discount off your trip, or maybe you'll get a little trinket that some other peoples don't get or they have to pay for. Maybe you'll get some kind of freebies, or maybe you'll get nothing. Maybe they'll charge extra. I don't fucking know what they're going to do over there. But tell them I sent you, and tell them I said hi, and tell them I'm proud of them as well. So what else is new? Trying to get this gear ready. So I got this trailer. It's a 2024 Jayco J-Feather Micro 166 FBS, which means a front bed, and it means it also has a slide. I'm sitting in the slide area right now. My previous camper, if you remember, had a dinette, in this particular area. I hated the dinette. I was not a fan of it whatsoever. The seats, you're supposed to be able to sit 4 people there, 2 people on one side, somebody my size, was not going to be comfortable whatsoever. You could barely fit in there with the table the way it was. I hated it. It was not functional whatsoever. I hardly ever used it. So I opted this time to get the slide out, and you can get it with a dinette or with a fold-out couch. I chose to get the fold-out couch. A dinette you can set down and also do a sleeping area, but this is much more functional for me. It's a lot more room. I mean, I could probably sit 1, 2, 3, up to 5 people on this couch. 3 people very comfortably, 4 people maybe super comfortable as well. 5 would be kind of tight. There's a table right here behind the couch. I don't know if you can see it in any of these other photos. Yeah, you can kind of see it right here. So this table right here, it's a 6-foot table. I can put that right here in front of the couch, and now I've got an eating area. I also have these, I don't think you can see it in this photo here. Let's see about this one here. We can zoom out. I've also got these little end tables right here that kind of go into the cup holder on this side. Get this speaker out of the way. But it folds out like this, and then folds back in, so I can sit on this edge of the couch, and I can fold this over like a TV tray, like an airplane seating or whatever. Fold it in. I've got a cup holder right here where I can now put my drink, because I'm using the actual cup holder on the couch to put this into. And you can sit there and have your dinner, on this little table right here. So that's kind of cool. It's just a lot more functional, guys. There's a lot more going on over here on this couch, and you can do more. You can do more things on this couch. Let's be honest. If you're looking in front of me, which I guess I could look right here. If you're looking in front of me, I opted not to get an oven. That's where the oven would normally be there. It's now a cabinet for more storage. I do have a 3-burner propane stove, a little sink over here, window, looking into the kitchen, my front door over there, outlets underneath the countertop, lots more storage. So, with all that said, I opted to get the no stove, or the no oven. Sorry, I maybe kept saying stove, but no oven over there. That way I've got more storage. And storage is key for me when I'm living in this thing full time. It's a 22 or 24-inch TV, built-in sound bar, microwave, 10 cubic foot freezer refrigerator, queen size bed, all the storage, max air fan in this room, AC. I got a max air fan in the bathroom. Bathroom's got a sink. It's got a toilet and a shower. Got an outdoor hot and cold shower. Outdoor grilling system, Blackstone griddle system outdoors. I installed a bike rack on the front so I can carry my mountain bike with me. It's got a ladder, a spare tire on the back. It's got 200 watts of solar on top. 2 batteries, 2 propane tanks. I mean, it's got everything I need to be out west and do the boondocking like I plan on doing once I get back out there to where I can get to this public land and do some dispersed camping for free out there. The truck, so by the way, the camper I haven't had to do really anything to. So I put the bike rack on the front. It's brand new, 2024. There's nothing to do to it. It's got everything. The truck, if you've been playing along, I got a 2012 Nissan Titan. When I got it, I put some floor mats in it. I took the toolbox out the back. I put a BAK Revolver X4S roll top tonneau cover on it. So it's an aluminum roll top tonneau cover to cover the bed with, because I keep all the rest of my personal belongings in the bed of my truck, all my car detailing equipment, RV car detailing, my generator, jack, just various things that I need. The carpet for my outdoor area whenever I camp somewhere. All that stuff stays in the back of the truck. So I added that. I added some step rails. I installed a brake controller to control the brakes on the trailer. I put brand new N3 rough country shocks on the rear. I just received in the mail yesterday my front struts from Rough Country as well. They're N3 2-inch leveling struts, so I'm going to put on there possibly this afternoon. And then today I got my USA rack, or my US rack, in for it's a stake pocket rack for the bed of my truck that goes around my tonneau cover, doesn't interfere with my cover, that I'm installing so I can carry my canoe and my kayak on the truck. Because right now, if you remember on the Nissan Frontier I had a roof rack that I had installed, and I put 2 kayak mounts up there, J-mounts, and was able to put the boats on top of the car. It was, that truck was a lot lower. It was a lot easier to get stuff up there. I had a hard cover on the back that I could stand on, so I could put boats up there pretty easily. Well, this one with the aluminum cover, I can't really stand on it. It's not really rated for 200 plus pounds. So I had to figure out another way to get the boats loaded onto my truck. So I decided to buy a rack, and that way I can just slide them up, on the back of at the bed of the truck, at the tailgate side of the truck. I can just slide those up and mount them and secure them on top of this rack. So hopefully between today and tomorrow, I'll be installing those struts in that rack on the truck, and that is my last things that I have to do to be ready to hit the road. So I've been planning and ordering and making sure all this stuff would get shipped in time to get it all installed, ready to go, and have my entire setup, everything I can think of, and have all my ducks in a row, as they say, to get back on the road at the end of this month. So that's the plan. I'm getting back on the road, headed back to Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm going to kind of retrace my steps that I took back in January, and I will not be wrecking my vehicles this time in Texas. I'm going to... They're all listed on this phone over here, as a matter of fact, so I can't really spout them off to you, but I've already loosely got 8 different locations selected from here to get myself to Flagstaff, Arizona. Most of them are Harvest Host. You guys know I'm a member of the Harvest Host community, RV community, that allows me to stay at for free with a annual membership of $80. That allows me to stay for free at breweries, wineries, distilleries, farms, museums, all these different things across the United States. And I've also found out they have places in Canada now as well. So I've got 8 different locations scheduled from here to Arizona at different breweries, and I think 1 farm and 1 distillery. Oh, excuse me. And then I'm staying at 1 state park in Hobbs, New Mexico, I think. Somewhere there in New Mexico. I'm staying at a state park for 2 nights, so that'll give me a chance to dump my black and gray tank, my sewage, and to refill my fresh water tank, top off my batteries, take a nice long hot shower at their facilities there, maybe do some laundry, and just kind of take a break for 2 days there. And then I'll pick back up and continue my way through New Mexico into Arizona. Once I get to Arizona, I've got a campsite set up starting on the 12th, and I'll be doing campsites from the 12th until the 24th of June. Basically, I'm going there. Originally, I was going there to hike the Arizona Trail and to hang out with my son, daughter-in-law, and his extended family there as well. But I was going to do the Arizona Trail was the biggest thing. Well, now the Arizona Trail's off the map for this year. Maybe I'll try and hit it next year. So the main purpose of heading back out there is, number 1, just to see all the family, but my son's birthday is on the 13th, and there's a beer festival there in Flagstaff on the 22nd of June. My older brother, his wife and daughter, and I think maybe a friend of their daughter, my niece, obviously, are coming in to stay in my son's Airbnb, which is literally right next door to where they live. They own both properties. and they're going to come out and do the Grand Canyon, do Sedona, do some local stuff there in town, whatever else they can get into, blah, blah, blah. So I'm hanging out for the entire month for all these festivities and to hang out with everybody. My younger son, Alec, is coming in from Brooklyn. That's a surprise. I don't think my son will listen to this thing at all. But, anyway, so everybody's going to be out there. On the 24th, I'll check out of my campsite, and I'm going to keep continuing west. And, damn it, I should have pulled up my picture. Let's see if I can pull that in real quick. I'm going to head west. First thing I'm going to do is head over to Nevada. I'll stop in... Yeah, we'll add that. I'll stop in Las Vegas. I'll probably stay there at the Air Force Base for a couple nights. At least a couple nights, maybe 3-4 nights. I'm not sure. Do some gambling, hang out on Fremont Street, check out some of the new eateries and breweries and stuff like that. I'm going to take off from there. I'll head into California, probably start off with San Diego, maybe hit some dispersed camping right there in California. There's a lot of dispersed camping along the coast. I'll be staying at a lot of places for free with no hookups, but it'll be free. I'll be living off my solar, my batteries, my propane, my freshwater tank, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll just I'll head up the coast. I've got a loose plan. Here is the loose plan. I've got a loose plan to head into California, go up the coast, maybe some of the interior through the Sierras. I'm not sure. I'm going to go into Oregon. I've never been to Oregon. So my plan is to try and knock off the rest of the 50 states. I won't do it this trip, but knock off the other 50 states the other states that I have left to get to my all 50 states being visited. Of course, I lived in Alaska. I've been to Hawaii, so I don't need to drive to those two to knock those off. Oregon is one of the states I need. I'll dip into Idaho. That's another state I need. Montana, Wyoming, those are states that I need. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. A couple of those, I think I've been to the airport, and I count that as long as I set my foot on the soil there in the state. I'll count that, but this time I'll be actually visiting them proper and staying and seeing some sights. Since I'm going to be in Montana and North Dakota, and I figured out that Harvest Host has locations in Canada, I'm going to dip up in. That's pretty much right there. Alberta, Canada is kind of in that area, right above those two states. So I'll dip into Alberta. I've been looking at 3 different Harvest Host locations that I'm interested in hitting. So I'll probably stay in town long enough to hit all 3 of those. I'll dip back out. Maybe then I'll dip into South Dakota and Nebraska. I'm going to cut across from Nebraska either down into Kansas, or I might just hit that corner right there and dip into Missouri, travel across Missouri into on the other side of St. Louis to the Illinois state line right there and see a buddy of mine, Ryan Olds, that still lives outside of Scott Air Force Base there in Illinois. Try and hang out with him for a few days, he and his wife, Michelle. And then, as you can see, that line kind of cuts down. I'm going to try and mirror the Mississippi River for a little bit, maybe reminisce about my trip down the Mississippi, and possibly take it as far down as the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe even put my boat in the water a couple times. I'm not sure. Haven't really. Again, this is all just loosey-goosey. I really haven't planned anything past Flagstaff, Arizona, to be honest. But I plan on maybe doing some of that in Mississippi. I might just cut across Tennessee right there and go back and see Slayton and Lily again. Maybe hit some rafting. I'm not sure. Possibly come down. Either way, if I cut through Tennessee and come back down, or if I cut down through Arkansas and Louisiana and come back across I-10 and back up, somewhere along that area here in the South, I'm going to come back to South Carolina. Now, with all that said, and while we're doing this, I'll pull up. With all that said, I will hopefully get back into South Carolina around. I'm trying to pull another photo in here. around the beginning of August or something, or mid-August, I don't know, somewhere around there. And then the rest of the states that I've got on my list that I need to hit to get and accomplish all 50 states finally, after all this time, is I need to get up to everything above New York. So let's take a look at that map again here. So if we look at the map, I've been to, there's some stuff below New York as well. So I need to hit Maryland. Actually, I've been to Maryland. I need to hit Delaware. I need to hit New Jersey, although I've been to the airport in New Jersey, in Newark. I have never been to Pennsylvania. I need to hit Connecticut, Rhode Island, pretty much all that stuff, above there. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, all those guys. Since we're on the maps here, if you look at this map, you can see there are, I can't see it right now. I'm trying to look at it, but there are, what does it say? 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I don't know, maybe 20 or so Harvest Host locations up there in Canada. So I'm going to try and hit the ones above Montana and North Dakota, at least 2 or 3 of them. Dip in, dip out. So that is the plan at the moment. Man, I keep forgetting what camera I'm on. I wasn't going to do a long show today. I just wanted to kind of describe my camper and tell you that I've got it all set up. I've got it all packed out. I've got everything I need in here fine. I got food. I got some drinks in the fridge. I got all my utensils and storage containers and a rice cooker. I've got a soda stream, so I can make my own sparkling water. I'm going to have an Instapot eventually. Got my stove. I got my Blackstone griddle. Full bath, shower, full bed. My lounge area here. I've got an awning on the front. I've got lights, exterior lighting, LEDs, party lights here on the inside that I think I've shown everybody at one point or another. I've got the truck all decked out and ready. It's going to be loaded down with a canoe, a kayak. I'm having my mountain bike with me. I've got all the toys that I need. I'm thinking about buying a unicycle, an electric unicycle. I don't know if you've seen one of those before, but they are fantastic. Let's pull one of those up for you. Let's take a look. By the way, you can follow Wahoo's Nolichucky on Instagram. There's the link right there while I'm pulling this up. Let's see. EUC. Let's see what that pulls up. Yeah, there you go. In Motion official store. Let's go over here. You can also go to their website, like I said before, the wahoosadventures.com. Click on the link for the Nolichucky. The Nolichucky section. Let's go here. We'll take a look at this. Yeah, it's an electric unicycle. Look at that. Riding through the desert. That could be me, all decked out, riding through the desert, exploring the land whenever I'm parked out there in some dispersed camping areas for 14 days or more. Hell yeah. They are not cheap. I mean, you're looking about $1,000, probably $1,500 to get a nice one with a good 3-inch wheel on it that can handle the terrain like you're seeing right there. Doesn't that look like fun? My goodness, that looks like fun. So that's maybe something on the list that I'm looking at. Who knows, The world is my oyster, as they say. What else do I have for you? Thanks for watching, by the way. If you stuck around this long, like and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you get notified whenever I put a video up on the channel. Subscribe if you would, please. All this stuff helps the algorithm, as they say. I could care less, but I like people to engage with me, man. I like people to get out there and see what I'm doing. For some reason, I am frozen. This is the only camera that is not frozen right now. For some reason, all the other cameras have frozen up on me. All right, so we'll finish up on this one. Hit all the buttons, like I said. Subscribe, like, share. Get the word out there that there's a podcast out here, Craft Conversations, that's hopefully talking about some interesting stuff here and there. A fantastic artist that I've recently had the pleasure of meeting and listening to and talking with, Mrs. Colleen Lloy. I posted a few videos on my Facebook and from her YouTube channel. Fantastic musician and artist out of Nashville, lives here in South Carolina now as well, I think dual housing. And she's going to be, I first met her up there at Accent on Wine Whitehall for a writer's round they did up there, like a singer-songwriter type thing. And she's going to be performing, I'm going to miss it, by the way, I'll be out of town in June, but she's going to be performing at Common House Ale Works. A fantastic place to see music if you've never heard live music out there. They got a nice bandstand area outside with a nice carpeted fake grass turf area where you can put a lawn chair out there. They've got chairs already set up. They got picnic tables, nice little outdoor area with heaters and all this other kind of stuff if you need it. A nice little porch with some rocking chairs, garage door style brewery that's usually open to the elements. Fantastic beer, great food. I think they're serving stuff from Swig and Swine now, as a matter of fact. So excellent stuff there. But the music you're going to fall in love with. So get out there and see her. She's playing there on the 13th of June, which is my son's birthday, by the way. But so get out there and do that. And then 2 days later, she will be at Accent on Wine Whitehall on June 15th. So that's always a jam good time there. The folks there at Accent, Jess and Scotty, will take good care of you. Andrew, Skylar, all the folks, Kira, they're going to take good care of you. You're going to have a fantastic time listening to music. They got great wine. They got beer on tap. They got some non-alcoholic drinks as well. Great charcuterie, those type of boards where you get cheese and meat on. They got some desserts. They got some flatbread style pizzas, some Swedish meatballs. I mean, anything you want, they've got it right there as well. Dog friendly on the outside. And get out there and see Miss Colleen. I think you'll enjoy her. She's a very talented artist and a beautiful voice. So, all right. Well, since my other 2 cameras have frozen up on me and I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, we're under an hour. I think we're doing good. Get over to Wahoo's Adventures. Book yourself a river trip. You will not be sorry. And that's it. Be well. And I guess we'll talk to you soon, Tell a friend. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. And we'll talk to you soon. Later. Love you.